So being out at the protest, right, is a couple things that I thought were interesting. There's a couple things that I thought were interesting. Being out at the protest. Oh, go ahead, man. This is why we're here.
Community crown.
Every king and queen
needs their crown.
Oh, crown. There we go.
I'm also gonna partake.
So if you haven't, make sure you guys go to BluezVille.com, sign up for our subscription list,
Tag Crown.
and tag Crown Royal,
and get your giveaways too.
There we go.
A hint of Cabernet.
But anyway, so one thing that I thought was interesting. Damn, they be pouring hard. Yeah.
Is this apple?
Yes.
Highly functional alcoholic with Celsius juice.
Oh shit. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, it's scary, but it's still scary to have to cough around people. He was like, "Hey, nigga, you good?"
This is very sweet.
You don't like?
This is delicious.
You better say
green
that.
apple.
This your first time partaking?
Yeah.
In the green apple.
Welcome.
Sorry.
No, we're good.
Back to Terry's conversation.
Back to the. So.
Blues, nigga. Run it.
The demographic of the actual march, right? It is a lot of, for it to be a Black Lives Matter movement, the demographic population, black people were still the minority.
Right.
Actually, when I first got there, there was an older black guy in a car. And he was just kind of driving by, and he stopped a younger guy, and he was just like, "What's going on here?" And then the kid was explaining it to him, and the older guy was like, "Why is there more white people than black people here?" I was like, "Oh shit!"
Hey, didn't I tell you to say that?
Yeah, we're walking up,
and I got stopped by the guy with the Confederate flag and the police flag, which is
thin
blue line flag, and he goes, "Bitch, you're white." And,
whoa!
And I was just like,
that was the first.
That was the first thing that was said to me.
That was the ride provoker, right?
First of all, that's hilarious. Yeah. Let's acknowledge that is fucking funny. Bitch, you white.
Like what?
Obviously,
Katie was so like.
No, I'm not.
She was so gracious in her response.
And here's
hold up. What was the response?
That's the point. Well, my sign said, my sign for people who were not there, my sign said, "White silence is violence." Like that was my sign. And I was kind of provokingly holding it to that car as I walked past it. And that is why they then responded with, "Bitch, you white."
Yeah.
But I was like, but that's the point of my sign. My sign is trying to say that white silence is violence.
Yeah, that's funny.
But that's funny. I don't know if I hear his voice in my head.
It was actually a girl.
A girl?
It looked like his cousin.
That's even funnier.
She was kind of like a heavier.
That's even funnier.
Give me her voice.
I imagine it's on some what's that bitch name? With the fat baby.
You talking about
Honey Boo Boo Mama? What's her mama? Mama June.
Oh, Mama June. It was definitely a Mama June. She had a red bandana around her head. If I can remember clearly.
She was chewing tobacco.
There we go.
I don't know about the chewing tobacco.
Come on, let me see what you got.
Bitch, you white. That was actually really good. I'm very impressed with myself right now.
Where the applause, Mike?
That was actually legitimately.
That was really good, right? Thank you.
A good interpretation.
Thank you.
Oh shit!
It was very kind of cracked a little bit,
she
but
has
like
no neck.
And then I think
she lost a little weight though. Look at her.
But she still look gross.
I mean, yeah.
That bitch still look gross as fuck, even with the weight loss.
You almost want to go with. I'm not going to go there.
That's how she looks to me.
that works for
I forgot this wasn't one.
Oh,
Yeah, slow it down.
but the funny thing about her story, was that was the second thing that I was going to say that I thought was very interesting about the protest, and it kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier. Like, a lot of the violence that breaks out isn't because of the protests; it's because of the antagonization from outside forces. And you know what I noticed at that protest? That there was a fucking lot of white on white crime. That assault on Katie, bitch, you white. So one thing I want to say too, is I definitely believe that we need white allies to speak to those white people that we can't get to.
That's
right?
really what.
And I think it's interesting that this is the shout out to my man Chris Hunter.
Hey, my boy Chris was
Shout out to my man Chris Hunter.
Hey.
I super fucks with Chris the long way. And I never understood the plight of a white man more than when I talked to Chris Hunter. Because here's the thing, right? So now, mind you, I don't play identity politics. I'm probably the closest to the central you could get. So I don't understand a lot of like what the media labels movement says maybe aren't that. Like what you label Antifa or all these other things. I don't really know what the no Karens. Karens are solidified. I know Karens.
All right.
I've dealt with a lot of white women to know what a Karen is.
Katie, take it easy.
But so he's part of the. I think he would call himself part of the Boogaloo movement. I don't really know what that means, but I think people identify them as an alt-right movement. I don't know that to be true. I know who he is as a person.
Yeah. Sure.
Right? Yeah. But, and I joke with him about this, like, he's out there, he's out at the protest, right? And he's out there with his group of cohorts. They're in their Hawaiian shirts. Now, I'm a veteran as well, so I understand that mentality, right? They got their firearms, they got their magazines, they're loaded, ready to go, but they're not antagonists, right? They're actually with us. I know him as a person, like he's with us, right? People like, and I joke with him about this, like, yo, you're bald, you're white, you got a gun, you look like a fucking racist redneck. Yes, the people I understand.
He meets all
But
the
if they knew him though.
He's
physically
being stereotyped.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I think that's why he identifies. Like, I'm stereotyped as that all the fucking time. Yeah. And while we were out at the rally, and I got this on film, and you could say this on Blues News, out now, it'll be out by the time this drops, out now, of my video footage from the protest. But all his negative interactions were with white people. All the black people was like, yo, I fucks with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all out here, you with us, you not with the bullshit. It was like at least 2 to 3 other white people who were like, yo, why are you out here with these guns? Yada, yada, yada. You're a piece of shit. Yeah.
He's a big man, huh?
And that's exactly what one said. It's like, oh, where are your dildos?
Nazi, right?
Yeah, they called him Nazi. They called him all these things. And I was like, whoa, bro. Like, do you get that a lot? He's like, no, only from white people. That's funny.
I will
like,
say,
the white on white crime is really out here.
Big time.
I think it's probably because white people are so afraid of being labeled as racist, because that is a huge, like, if somebody were to call that is like if you want to like really like get a white person defensive, call them racist.
Oh,
you can call them racist.
The biggest trigger for a white person.
Yeah, that's like the N-word for white people.
Yeah.
Even if they are racist.
They're just talking about racist stuff. It's so uncomfortable.
A white person feels like almost when they're it makes them scared. You know what I mean? And I think seeing something like that, which he clearly was with the movement, you know what I mean? They were just like, people were posing pictures with him and stuff, but it's almost like you almost want to be like, no, you're a racist. You know what I mean? Like that, it's that like...
You only fit in this box.
It's a visual.
Yeah.
But, and I think that
maybe they want that.
No, exactly.
They want
it. And that goes back to what I was saying before about like, I can't tell what's real because the media portrayal isn't necessarily that. Because you would see that, and I think it was an instance like they had a picture of like a group of diverse people holding guns, protecting the store. But when you see it on the media, it's just the 2 white guys. Absolutely. Like, oh, look at these racist guys trying to antagonize. How am I to know what's real?
But there's another image too that I saw of it was a single without cop. And a group of like guys with guns, black guys, protected him. So it's like,
that was really great. Another one you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Like, the image is crazy.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought.
Well, I was gonna say, speaking of like the media portrayal, I mean, it trickles from like the people that are there, and then it leads up to people that are posting on social media. And then I saw you today talking.
I was out there I was legit defending him because I felt like he was getting and that was like you said, what the real thing is, because it was when I said, okay, so I'll admit this, right? I got to the rally late. It's a black event. You don't think it's going to start late? I got there a little late, right? And when I got there, I was getting my stuff ready out the car, and it was a black lady walking to her car. She had parked right next to me, and she was walking to her car. And I'm getting out. I was like, oh, am I too late? Is it over? She's like, no, they still out there, but somebody said that somebody was planning to come up there and shoot. So I was going to get out of here, but they still over there. Just be safe. And I seen so much propaganda online even beforehand that was like, oh, this is supposed to be violent and all this other
Absolutely.
stuff.
They wanted it to.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I think. I honestly think that I saw people on my Facebook, and I'll get back to this in a second. I saw so many people saying how it was rioters were going downtown. There were restaurants that actually closed at 2:00 on Sunday downtown.
I'm guilty of being afraid of that.
Well,
too.
I think
Honestly.
some people, I'm not saying you, Jacob,
No, I know.
but I think some people want that.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. It was a lot of owners because I know the owner of Sergio's downtown, and I talked to him Monday, and he said he was nervous. He said he didn't know. He said he was scared.
But
he didn't know.
No,
from what the news been portraying.
And I think that's the thing of the fear mongering. Like, people were legit like, yo, there's a protest. What's going on? Like, I heard it was going to be this. I heard it was going to be that. And nobody knows. Yeah. And if something would have popped off, then it would be like, oh, we knew it. They were violent and all this other stuff.
There was a girl who, her thing kind of went viral. She made a post saying, I heard specifically from the organizers of this event that it is specifically to riot. Yeah. And then people screenshotted that and were sharing that. And then she had to redact it. And she's like, I'm sorry, I was given wrong information. Please delete that screenshot. But it didn't matter. It spread.
It's already out there. It's already. Nobody gives a fuck about a redaction.
Speaking of,
nobody gives a fuck about a redaction. No.
Can we please talk about what Scuba Valley has been protesting? Can we make the segue into that?
Speaking of which, right? So another thing that we all need to do, more specifically, how white people help the cause, is by calling out those people who are on that bullshit.
Calling out your racist Facebook friends and your family.
So I don't know if you've seen this online today. Whoever owns, and we gonna call out
Jordan
names.
Williams.
This white bitch named Jordan Williams. Her family owns Critters Exotic. She's like the fake. She's like the Carol Baskins of Waco.
She owns an exotic.
I seen her post about Carol Baskins.
Yeah, this bitch is the Carol Baskins of Waco. That bitch own a bunch of monkeys, which explains what her sentiments on black people. Yeah, and they own Treasures. Treasures to something. Treasures two step.
It's not Treasures over in McGregor, right? The cool antique store.
No.
I don't know. It's Treasures to something.
Like a shitty.
Wait, we have Mike.
Critters Exotic Pets. What are these motherfuckers selling? Hedgehogs?
Look at that little hedgehog. It's cute.
What are these motherfuckers selling?
It's a sugar glider.
Is that a goddamn bush rabbit, Mike? They're selling bush rabbits. Of course, this bitch is racist. Of course, this bitch is racist. This bitch is selling bush rabbits. Fuck this bitch.
I don't know what a bush rabbit is.
Cheap-ass website. You can't afford a Squarespace? What is this? Powered by impressive
so the bitch that owns that shit, right? She said she was basically caught in the comment section of some shit saying fuck niggers. Well, I don't know if that's what she said. I'm paraphrasing.
She said
she said niggas with a hard R. She said this is why white people hate niggers.
And it makes her want to be racist.
All these other things.
Makes me want to be racist.
And all these other things. So that shit got blasted and motherfuckers were on her ass online.
And my favorite part was I didn't call anyone an N-word.
That man-face ass bitch.
Yeah.
So she goes, I didn't call anyone an N-word. And somebody's like, look at this receipt right here.
And no, but the thing is, she tried to go on an apology tour, like,
and deleted it.
And you know what happens?
Wow.
They just delete their Facebook page. That's what happens.
She
made an apology, and she literally had 300 shares and like 100 mean faces, the angry faces on it, like instantly. It was like within 10 minutes. And everybody's like, man, shut the fuck up, bitch. But also, she put a threat at the bottom of her apology.
Yeah.
The threat was like, we're locked and loaded. It's Texas.
You can finance dogs.
No.
Wait, you can finance dogs? Is that a real?
Is that what's
So
going
if
on?
you don't make the payments, they come and
report
take the
your
dog?
dog and shit. What the fuck is
Can you
going on?
imagine somebody who reposts
Hold up,
dogs?
look at it, like, wait, hold up. I'm trying to follow y'all, but that fucked me up.
Yo,
Like,
that's the funny
dogs?
shit. Your dog, you in the house, all you hear is,
Hey,
No, they just come and they kill it. They're just like, pow.
Jacob.
Sorry, you couldn't afford to pay for it.
No more crown for Jacob.
that's one of them motherfuckers keep barking. Hey, you made the payments on your ass. Now let him take your fucking ass back. keep shitting in my house if you want to.
I'm gonna make a very Karen statement right now, but if you if you have to finance your dog, you should not be getting a dog. At least put it on your credit card,
fuck.
I mean
man.
that you can be a baller at her shop. You can
at a little
finance.
ferret.
You
That
can
should be
finance a tiger.
illegal.
You can finance tigers and all types of shit.
yo, speaking of financing tigers and riots, niggas in Chicago are selling monkeys. Didn't they let the zoos, they hijacked
opened
the
the zoo?
zoo
Oh, I ain't fucking
and got
around.
to selling monkeys.
I ain't fucking
These
around.
niggas are selling monkeys.
Whoa. Mike, scroll back up. They have pet parties.
Oh, that sounds like some.
$200 for 1 hour encounter. It sounds like
One of my wife friends, he had
Well, it doesn't matter because we won't be supporting those businesses. And that's another thing that we could do is calling out these motherfuckers
money talks.
and economically fucking controlling our dollar.
we financing animals out here.
Money talks.
I'm
So
done.
let me ask.
I'm gonna go buy
I'm
this
done.
nigga finance a monkey.
Fuck her, she's financing
Finance a
animals.
monkey.
I'm done.
I
You got 2 more
Hey
payments on
man,
that chihuahua.
hey man,
No, but Scooby and them, they
I
were
still owe
literally. But here's the
$3,000 on
thing,
this
though.
goddamn
They were-
chimpanzee.
Blues, nigga, run it.
Before we move into our next subject, like we say, make sure you guys know that every king and queen
Needs their crown.
royal.
That is.
So make sure you and look at this. Check this out. If you guys don't notice on my face, we got the unofficial, official Crown Royal mask.
Yeah.
That shit's fire, right? We in here. Make sure you guys visit BluezVille.com. Make sure you sign up to our subscription list. Follow us on all social medias and make sure you subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you stream your wherever you stream your podcast platform, right? Whew. All right. Now we can get into today's subject matters. What do we want to talk about?